All right, so today I'm going to walk you through a use case that has come up multiple times as we're talking to clients in the banking industry that we can solve with our Nintex platform here. And that one is loan applications. So we're going to go through a couple different products today, or use a couple different products as part of this this loan application process that we've built. So we're going to use our Nintex Automation Cloud. We're going to use document generation, which is in part of Automation Cloud, and we're going to use Nintex ESign and our RPA tool to kind of solve for these items. We'll kind of walk you through the process, show you how that works. So you'll see first off, we're starting with a form here. Now this is a generic loan origination form. Now these can be fully customized for your banking organization to look like your loan forms currently look. You'll see I've already started to fill in some of this information. I need to put in my email address here, and you'll see we've started to fill in some of this information already. So we're going to go to the next page. You'll also notice I've broken these out into pages by the information that we're collecting there, instead of trying to have everything on one page where the user has to kind of keep scrolling up and down. A little bit better user experience having it broke out like this. And again, you can customize these based on the information that you're collecting on those particular page tabs there. And let me run to the next page. One thing I'll point out on this page is that with the Nintex forms, we are able to, using our rules engine, show and hide fields based on information in the form. So if I check a box, or if I select something in a drop-down, maybe I want to show and hide a field based on some information that I've done in either one of those things. So you'll see if I uncheck the other assets and credits checkbox here that it doesn't apply, it brings out that section where we could then fill that in. We could also make some of these fields required if they're visible in the form as well. So that way we're going to make sure that we're capturing the information we want to capture and that we need to capture as part of the process, and that people don't have to fill in things that they don't necessarily need to fill in. So I'm going to go ahead and show that again. You'll notice that we can do that here as well, show and hide fields based on information there. You'll notice we're on the last page here. I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And then what will happen is I'm going to get an email here in just a moment with a generated document. So it's going to send me like, hey, do I approve this loan that I've been sent? I can sign that document. Again, this could happen wherever you'd like to have it happen in the process. If I pull up the workflow here, you'll notice I did this all up front, where I'm generating a document as part of the workflow. So part of this Nintex Automation Cloud is we can actually take those documents, kind of generate the document as part of the workflow on the fly, and build that out so you don't have to have a person necessarily fill in that form for you. We use a Word template and just kind of fill it in. And you'll notice here I'm actually using Nintex ESign to get the signature on this document. Now that could be Adobe Sign or DocuSign if you already have those products. Another nice part about Nintex Automation Cloud is that it can tie into multiple different line of business systems very easily. We have about 100 different connectors out of the box. And if there is a line of business system you want to connect to that we don't already have a connector built for, as long as you have APIs, there is a good chance that we could build a connector to work with those particular line of business systems as well. So you'll notice we're doing the signature, and I should be getting that email here momentarily. And then in this particular process, I've built in 2 approval points or approval tasks here. So you've got one for the branch manager and one for underwriting. Now again, I just kind of built this out as an example to kind of start with, and then you could potentially update this to match your process as well. So if you have different approvals levels that you need to go through, or maybe it needs to go through different levels based on the amount of the loan and things like that, we can kind of build those into the actual process itself. Now let me pull over the signing document here, and we'll go ahead and show you how I can integrate ESign with the particular Nintex Automation Cloud here with this particular process. Again, this is using Nintex AssureSign, but this would work with Adobe Sign or DocuSign as well. You'll notice it does give me a preview of the document, and you'll see that some of those items are already filled in based on the information that we had in that initial form. So we can fill that in and make those documents as part of the workflow there. And I'm going to go ahead and start signing here. And you'll see it automatically takes me down to where I need to start filling in, whether it's filling in my name or filling in with a signature here, or maybe I need some initials or something else in that particular document. It automatically takes me to those spots. And I just have to click up here on the Adopt Signature and create my signature here. Now, if I'm doing this on a phone or a tablet, I could do this with a finger or stylus and kind of scribble it in, or I can do it like that with my laptop here and mouse. But I also could take the information that was passed over via the workflow, and you'll see it passes over the name. And I could also select here, a different, signature style or something like that I might want to use. And I can click and adopt that signature, apply that, and you'll see it starts to fill that information in. Whoops. Let me fill in John Smith, and we'll fill in the print name. The date will automatically fill in. It is a automatic date time once the document has been signed. And we'll go ahead and sign that. And that'll keep it moving down the process for us. And you'll see now I have a fully signed legal document here. Now again, this could be at a different point in the process. Maybe you're just sending something out for the person to kind of approve. Here's the loan rates and everything that we're looking at. And they can sign off on it here. You'll notice I have the signature down here saying it was electronically signed, the date and the IP address that it came from, saying it was Nintex AssureSign, and the signature GUID there, and then the print name and the date. So we have that information that we've collected with the actual workflow here. And you'll notice that I'm actually taking that document, I'm getting it back from the ESign tool, and I'm actually saving that in SharePoint to go along with the item that we created in SharePoint up here when I first created the item. Now that could be your CRM system like a Salesforce or Dynamics or something like that, wherever you might be saving your customer data. Maybe it's a core system. We could potentially send that information there, but I can get that document back and store it with the signed file. Now in a moment I'll be getting a task here for the branch manager. We'll show you what that looks like here as soon as that email comes through, and we'll show you what that task looks like. But basically we're going to now go through the approval tasks here and get those approved or rejected. Here it comes. Let me pull that over. You'll notice we have the branch manager task here. These emails are also fully customizable, so I could choose to include any information I wanted off of that initial form into this particular email as well. And I also could make this so what we would call an express approval. So I could send in a little bit of information on this form or on this email that will allow the person reading the email to be able to make the decision based on the information that we've put in the email here. And then they could reply back to the email with like approve or reject or one of the outcomes that we have for this particular task, instead of having to go to an actual form to kind of look at that information. Or you can do the forms-based task that we have here. If I open up the form, you'll notice it goes through, and I now have a basically filled out version of that form, all read-only. So we don't want anybody to change that information once it's already been submitted. And I can go through the different tabs, read that information, and then I can make my outcome down here. We also could include a comments box or something like that if we wanted to collect comments from somebody as they're going through this approval process as well. I'm going to go ahead and click approve, and we'll send that forward. And then you'll notice I'll get another task here in just a moment for underwriting, basically the same type of task. With the approval task, we can build in escalations and reminders. So if we want to make sure that somebody is completing those tasks on time, we can send out daily reminders, or however often we'd want to send those out. And we can also escalate them once they get to a certain point. Maybe they haven't been acted on in a couple of days. We want to make sure this workflow keeps moving. Maybe we have some SLAs we have to meet as part of this process. So we might want to actually build in some reminders and escalations there as well. But you'll notice next We're actually using our RPA bot here. I'm actually starting an RPA bot with this particular workflow, and we're updating the core system. Because what we found is a lot of our banking core systems don't have APIs that we can connect to via workflow, but we can call RPA, which is another product that Nintex has. We could call our Nintex Robotic Process Automation, start a bot there, pass over the information we want to actually have updated in the core system, and then have the bot log into the core system just like a person would and update that information for us. We also do have a back to initiator here, so if we did need to send that information back, maybe they forgot to send us some information or something like that, we can communicate with the person that first initiated that process for us. But one other thing I'll show you with Nintex Automation Cloud here is that I can see all of those tasks here in my Nintex section of Nintex Automation Cloud. So you'll notice now that we're at the underwriting task here for that particular item that we just submitted. You'll see that task was assigned today, and I can click on that task, open up the form here. I can see task history. Shows me who, if I'm second or third in the process here of approvals, it'll show me what happened before it actually got to me, and then it shows me my information down here, what's on the active task and things like that as well. And then I can come in here. Again, I can read through this information, and I can action my task down here at the bottom. And make sure that that item is going to keep moving for us, and I can just submit that and keep that moving, and that would take that out of my list of items here. We also do have the ability to assign workflow owners or business owners to each workflow and allow them to actually see over a certain period of time how many workflows have been submitted, how many of them are completed, those types of things. And they can even dig in as well, just like that person was just a moment ago, kind of see what the task history is, what's the active task, who are we waiting on here. And that business owner, should you allow them to, does have the ability to either delegate or override tasks. Again, maybe if we have some SLAs we want to meet, hopefully that's going to get picked up by the reminders or escalations we built into the workflow, but they do have the opportunity to come in here and do that delegation should we need to do that as well. Once again, that's just a simple loan process, kind of showing you how with the Nintex platform we can take that loan process, automate it from beginning to end, gathering that information with the initial form, sending out reminders, escalations, doing document generation and e-signature as a part of that, and then updating our internal systems as we go through the process. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us at nintex.com, on nintex.com, and we'll definitely reach back out, and hopefully we can answer all those questions for you. Thank you very much.